I moved into this house to escape my past, leaving behind all the chaos. I thought the countryside would bring me peace, but instead, it brought my worst nightmare. At first, it was one spider, a fat, hairy beast perched brazenly on my kitchen counter, its black legs twitching as if it owned the place. My stomach clenched as I grabbed a shoe and brought it down with a crack that echoed through the empty house. The crunch beneath the sole made me gag, but relief washed over me. It was gone. Two more appeared the next morning. One dangled from a thread over my coffee mug, the other scuttled out from under the fridge. My hands trembled as I killed them both, their broken bodies smeared across the tile like dark ink stains. By the third day, they were everywhere. It wasn't just two for everyone anymore, it was dozens. They came in waves, skittering out of unseen cracks and crevices. Tiny ones no bigger than a pinhead, leggy monstrosities with bodies the size of plums, pale, translucent ones that seemed almost ghostly under the dim light. My walls, oh heavens, the walls. They moved. At first I thought it was my mind playing tricks on me, the stress manifesting as hallucinations. But no, the walls themselves were alive, pulsating with thousands of spider legs, a living, crawling nightmare that surrounded me. Their hairy bodies writhed and shifted, a grotesque tide of movement that made my throat tighten and my knees buckle. I can't do this. I'm sitting here now, knees pulled to my chest in the corner of the living room. My breaths come in ragged gasps, and my heart pounds so hard I'm sure it's going to burst. They're watching me. I can feel their collective gaze, dozens, no, hundreds of beady black eyes glinting in the flickering light of my single lamp. Every shadow holds a new horror. Every sound makes my skin crawl. I tried sealing the cracks. I plastered, I caulked, I stuffed steel wool into every crevice I could find, but it doesn't matter. They're inside the walls, behind the plaster, under the floorboards. Last night I heard them in the vents, the faint sound of their legs scraping against the metal like fingernails on a chalkboard. They're not just in the walls anymore, they're in my head. When I close my eyes, I see them. Their segmented bodies and glistening fangs. I feel them crawling over me, even when there's nothing there. I've clawed at my skin until it bled, desperate to rid myself of their phantom touch. Earlier tonight, I tried to fight back. I armed myself with a can of bug spray in one hand and a lighter in the other. When I saw them, a cluster of them writhing in the corner of the ceiling, I didn't hesitate. The fire roared to life, the spray can's hiss turning into a flamethrower. Their shrill, high-pitched squeals pierced the air as their bodies burned, the smell of singed hair and roasted flesh making me gag. But for everyone I killed, more emerged. They came pouring out of the vents, the cracks, the very seams of the house. A black tide that surged toward me, forcing me to retreat. Now, I'm trapped here, surrounded. The lamp's light is fading. The bulb flickers, casting the room in strobe-like flashes that make the crawling masses seem even more horrific. I can't stop staring at the walls, at the heaving, wriggling forms that pulse and shift as if the house itself is breathing. My breathing quickens, tears streaming down my face as I clutch a metal baseball bat, useless against an enemy like this. I hear a noise, a soft, wet sound, something dripping. I look up and my stomach drops. Above me on the ceiling is a massive, pulsating sack. Translucent and glistening, it quivers with life, the shapes of countless tiny spiders squirming within. The sack splits open with a wet, squelching sound, spilling its contents. Hundreds of spiderlings rain down in a torrent, their tiny bodies hitting the floor with a sickening patter. They scatter instantly, a living, moving carpet that rushes toward me. I don't scream. I can't. The sound dies in my throat as a wave of tiny, writhing bodies rains down, their legs tangling in my hair, crawling over my face, my arms. I flail, batting at them, crushing them, but it's no use. They're everywhere, in my mouth, my ears, my clothes. I can feel the tiny pricks of their bites, sharp, burning needles that make my skin feel like it's on fire. My body convulses, every nerve alive with pain and horror. The walls are closing in now, the tide of spiders surging toward me, their chittering filling my ears like a maddening symphony. The air grows thick, heavy with the stench of decay and the acrid tang of venom. I swing the bat wildly, but I know it's futile. They're endless, an unstoppable force that consumes everything in their path. As the light finally dies, plunging me into darkness, I feel the weight of them pressing down, a suffocating, writhing mass. My last thought before I'm consumed is a simple, desperate plea. Why did I ever kill that first spider?